reasonably worthwhile to have with you. That you notice by the feel of it, seems like it has a few gems with it, ornate, small, something like you can't tell if it's a ring or like I'm trying to think how to describe it, or a pendant or something like that, but it does feel small, but highly, oh god, I'm forgetting words left and right here. I want to say decorated, but that's not the right word. Detailed. Like someone carved this, someone really did this possibly.
It's very intricate.
Yeah. Very
Cool.
finely detailed, very intricately carved. Like there was a lot of work and effort poured into this, like a lot of that kind of stuff. So it seems like it's a, if you get a chance to look at it away from the halfling, let me know and I'll see what other details I can give you. Right now you're going on a sensation of you feel it in a pocket and you pull it out.
Yeah,
You can just feel the fine
absolutely.
detail.
And I will just go to where my friends are and not quite join them, but just kind of sit near them so I can hear what's being said.
Alright. The talk is, depending on if you guys are asking any further questions, the talk is just still the excitement about the celebration that will be taking in Crestwood. These merchants will actually be not selling things there for once. They're going to enjoy the vacation. It's just that because they are traveling with some goods and whatnot, and their whole home is pretty much with them with that kind of stuff. They do always have a bodyguard with them that's part of the family at this point. Been traveling with them for a while, so why not? If you guys are still talking with them, if you want to move to someone else, just let me know.
They've got nothing for me.
Anyone else for anything? Letta, Tess?
Is there anyone else that we could talk to?
Well, absolutely. Like, there's still a whole place thing. Like, even with the people that have been in the drinking contest, you still have a bunch of other people to talk to. Do you want to talk to any other travelers that do not seem like merchants, or any of the townsfolk?
Yeah, I mean, we could try the townsfolk. I mean, are the towns close enough to where they would, like, maybe travel, like, every now and then?
Yes, it is not too far away
Or...
from Crestwood. They reasonably could travel there and to other little towns in the area. So, yeah. Crestwood's close enough that they could get to it. Alright, so you're going to talk to a local.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
You join a table full of them, or you join someone sitting by themselves at the bar drinking?
At the bar.
Alright, so at the bar, there's a few. They're kind of sitting... They're not together. There's just a few separate people by themselves at the bar, if you know what I mean by that. Like, individuals, but there's a few of them. There we go. Damn you, Friday! Damn you, melted brain! Do you want to introduce yourselves to the nearly passing out halfling, the half-elf who won that drinking contest, or the dwarf sitting there watching them both just shaking their head?
So one shaking his head.
Alright. So you were talking to Wolf. W-U-L-F. Wolf, by the way. Well, you will be. You're gonna go up to him to introduce yourselves? He's got like a big, nicely braided kind of huge beard going on, shaved head. But he doesn't look scary, like there's a kindness to his eyes and whatnot. He ain't scary, he just looks that way.
Okay.
Okay, so introduce yourself to him, or?
I'll be right back.
I'm Letta, and this is Pat, and together...
Alright. Wolf says, Wolf, I work a little shop down the way, have a few bill pieces, jewelry bits. I do fine crafting.
Okay. I throw knives. camera's doing that weird thing again. But I saw Pat's do it earlier.
Okay. Maybe something rolled 20 related. Maybe their
Oh.
server's kind of going a little wonky. Ah! Oops.
Yeah.
Drop things. You throw knives.
It did. I don't know what happened.
You say you throw knives. Oh, that's very interesting.
Professionally.
How does someone get to be a professional knife thrower?
To practice.
How do you even find a place that uses a trade like that?
Well, we're with a traveling show. Faun's Heart here in town.
Ah, them. Yeah. They're expected show tomorrow night, right?
Yes.
Very well. All right then. I'm a jewelry maker. And at nights I'm here watching the fools make fools of themselves.
Do you ever travel to Crestwood?
About every week or so. Sometimes my supplies don't get in here. Sometimes I get better stuff. Sometimes they have better prices for my goods.
Neat. Well, we're actually headed there for the first time in a week for the celebration, and we've just never been there. And we just wanted to know a little bit about the town.
I tell you, it can be a mess.
How so?
Well, they rely on so much on the magic to get them through things, and then you have all these mages that have so much power, and the nobles are ticked at them if they can't buy what they need right away, and they want the silly little trinket things. Ugh. If I try and make anything that doesn't do certain things that they want, it's just ridiculous. I'm lose some of my business to mages who can just make things float in the air. It's the politics between the two groups of them. I just don't want to deal with anymore.
Are there any other oracles there?
There's a few sages that deal with the guilds and whatnot to talk about things. I've never had any.
Okay. Is there anything we should be weary of before we head there? Like I said, we're a traveling, show. I don't want us to get, in trouble or into anything or robbed.
Don't cross the mages guild. Don't cross the mages circles. Don't cross the mages schools. Don't cross anything to do with mages if you can help it. Those bastards hold a grudge.
So do they run the town?
No, they still don't have that much power yet, thankfully. I can only imagine what it would be like if they do. Because so many people need them for trinkets and valuables and things that they can do and fancy little boxes that do fancy weird things.
Okay.
They may not run the town politically, but they sure run it mercantile. Financially? Financially. Okay. Anyone for anything else while that, or Wolf will just sit there staring at you that you've now all gone very quiet.
No.
Jay, I don't know what to do.
I mean, he's given me a lot to, go back and tell everyone. Because we weren't told anything about a mages guild, so.
It's also you are in a town, anything you think of that would be in a large city would be here, different shops of all different things that aren't just armor and goods. I mean, books and things like that. Libraries, you probably would even have some mages out this way, and you'd have merchants guilds, and you'd have all those kind of things that would be out here. There's so many places to go to talk to and things like that. Like,
But what do I talk to them about? I guess is my question. I don't know what to do. I mean, other than go and find some interesting NPCs and chat about the weather with them. I don't know what to do with them.
well, you've learned of the existence of an oracle who apparently could successfully tell the future, which is kind of a weird
Yeah.
thing. A large city is coming up with a celebration of someone who hasn't, like, you finally heard about something of the prince, which you haven't heard of that part before from Faun's heart, because Langla keeps you out of politics. You've been hearing about politics between mages and nobles in Crestwood that sounds like it's actually kind of not something to get into. Like, there's a bunch of things here. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know what
Yeah,
the
I know.
DM that
Yeah.
lays this stuff on, but there is this. I mean, it's also 9:46 right now. If the brains are just not working too, we can call it here for the night and give to sit on with the information you have. I mean, if you don't, I can counterlate this exact same stuff to you guys again. Let's just put it down the Slack, but this is the information that's been handed out to you. It's actually, you now have a warning to not cross the mages in Crestwood. Like, why would that be?
Yes, so we won't be. I don't know. Don't cross mages. Bad idea. Right? Like.
If it is, like I said, it
Sounds
is
like
being
good
moving
advice
part.
to me.
Yeah. That just sounded to me like solid advice. I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, that makes sense.
But keep in mind too, like, something is apparently they can't see the future past a week. Would that be a mage's doing? Would that be an oracle's doing? Would that be even maybe a noble affecting it? Like I said, you got the information now. These things exist in Crestwood, and you're in a large city here as well.
Okay, so I guess I will go to the library and see if I can find some information on this weird oracle lady.
Okay, well, you likely won't find information on a weird oracle lady, but you can definitely find information on oracles. I mean,
That's what I meant.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured you did, because I'm like, one specific person hopefully won't have a lot of things written about her, which she's trying to hide, but you can find a lot of information on oracles and stuff like that if you are in a library. For a basic investigation on that, do you want to just take 10, or?
Yeah.
Okay, because you're not under any rush or anything like that, so you can choose to do it that way. Taking a bit of time on it and whatnot, you do find a few information on... I really can't English today. You find information on a different variety of oracles and things like that. You do notice usually it relates to or divinity magic. It's obvious it goes to that. But the kind of stuff that you've been hearing Langla and talk about that Lemuel can do seems very unlikely even then. Like, keeping it that successful to a degree that they can actually track it and know it seems weird. Most oracles that the books talk about say, like, yeah, this person actually caught that this was going to happen. This was the poem rhyme that was kind of used. And you look at it and be like, it's not exactly specific. I see how it relates now after the fact. But the way Langla's been talking, they know it beforehand. They don't look at it afterwards and go, yeah, that's true. So it seems like whatever Lemuel is doing might be doing something a little stronger for divinity-wise, which, as a fortune teller monk, you might find up your alley of what spell is she maybe using, what kind of skill set is she maybe using instead that these books don't talk about.
Totes.
So, that's what you find in the library here.
Okay.
It doesn't give any names of noted oracles.
All right, if they've moved on from the inn...
They have.
Well, hold on. She's answering my question here, Abby.
I was going to say, they don't give any names of any specific oracles. They kind of give a few descriptions of just, like, it was this kind of person. They looked like this. Something you do notice is that most of the time, they are of the elven bloodline, and they do talk about being a well-lived elf. Not ancient like she is, but definitely elf. There are some half-elves in there, there are some humans in there, but usually it seems like the description includes something to do with elves, as far as you can tell.
Okay. That all seems to stack up.
All right, sorry, Abby. And what were you gonna say?
I want to find Langla.
Okay.